What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. As you can see, I have a new setup. My wife and I purchased a home, so I've been trying to create this space to make myself a new little studio. Like I said in one reel I put out on Instagram, like the wet grass, carpet's cool, and the LEDs, all that stuff is cool, but I needed a grown man space in my big age. So here, welcome to the new shoe studio. So I want to get right into it. I'm super excited about this particular one. Hopefully you guys are too. As you guys can see, I have a Soulfly box, and the great people at Soulfly sent this over to me. Danny and Carlos, man, thank you guys so much. Got my initials on there. You guys don't even know my government, but man, this is amazing. This is their most recent release coming out, I think December 6th or sometime there after. This is the Air Jordan 12 Soulfly. I'm a little bit conflicted because typically I used to take the shoe out the box, tell you about the shoe, then give you the backstory. But this story on this shoe, at least the storytelling on this shoe, is so in depth and so great, at least from what I've been able to decipher, that I'm kind of going to give you a complete breakdown, talk about the shoe, show you the shoe, put them on feet, and then we'll be out of here. All right, quick, fast, and in a hurry. We done. You see, there's a green sleeve on top of the box. So as you guys know, this is the Cafecito shoe, the shoe about coffee, right? And more on that later. Stay with me. Of course, you get this green sleeve. What I've been able to figure out, of course, this particular green is very similar to the Cafe La Llave brand of coffee, which is down there in Cuba. And that Cuban coffee is, a fan favorite amongst the coffee drinkers. So that's what I take from this particular colorway, this particular hue of the box. Very nice little touch. And again, that's where it comes from, the green coffee, at least so far as I can tell. Now, as I remove this from the sleeve, this is kind of what, oh, what's that? What's that? Soulfly. Y'all go support Soulfly. Shout out to the home team. I appreciate y'all. Now, this is really one of the more icing on the cake because I thought, hey, we just have a silver box, and what's so special about it other than the Soulfly logo, and of course, there's a sample tag. I unfortunately can't show you guys a sample tag, so forgive me about that. But yeah, sample tag on the side. It does have the pull ring. Again, my initials. So at first, I was a little bit confused why there was this embossed pattern on the inside of the box. But then it dawned on me that if this sleeve is the outside packaging, this surely must be the inside packaging. And for those of you who are coffee drinkers, if you've ever opened up the coffee package, you know that the inside is a thin aluminum. And that thin aluminum is in fact sealed, is vacuum pressed to keep the freshness inside the box. Hopefully the camera's going to pick this up. I know the lighting is a little dim, but you can see this kind of pattern. It's the same kind of pattern on the interior of those coffee packaging. So that's super dope. Keeps the freshness in, ties into the theme of the shoe. I think that's a win personally. I mean, I think that's a great little detail. But besides that, you have Soulfly embossed on one side, and of course you have Jordan embossed on the other. But the goodies don't stop there, all right? Soulfly, they really outdid themselves with the packaging for this particular shoe. Now, again, one might think you just had a regular dust bag, right? Because a lot of shoes come with dust bags. But you have the nice Jumpman logo, Soulfly Cafe, lot number, Jordan 12, as you know, Jordan 12. But this sack also reminds me of a burlap sack. And most any promotional material for coffee manufacturers around the world over the last 40 years, last 4 decades, or probably even longer, you see a bunch of coffee beans inside of a burlap sack. I think they did a fantastic job. You can see that the actual logo and text, everything is worn. Like, they took the coffee beans, put them in, just discarded the bag inside of the truck to be transported. Just nice little touches. I think this is dope, man. This is really dope. So shout out to the crew at Soulfly for these touches. And then other than that, I couldn't figure if there's anything special about wax paper. It's just wax paper. But then individually wrapped, you do have the Air Jordan 12 on the inside. And it's my pleasure to show you guys the Air Jordan 12 Cafecito. The truth of the matter is, when I saw Soulfly was coming out with the Jordan 12, I was super ecstatic. If you guys know, I've been working on picking up some of the other collections. As you guys know, they released a Jordan 8 last year, which I picked up before release. That was a great shoe. This is a fantastic, wonderful colorway. Did a review on that. You guys can go check that one out. Then I can't quite remember if they did it the same year or not, but they also released these Jordan 13s for this kind of Celestine blue, I believe. Like this is supposed to be Jordan's yacht and all the sand and sand dunes and beautiful water where Jordan's on his yacht looking down at the peasant people. I've also picked up the Jordan 10 as well as the Air Jordan 16 Soulflies, so I'm kind of excited to build my collection up. I mean, Soulfly has a lot of great collaborations. But back to the shoe at hand. When I heard they were releasing a Jordan 12, I got super excited to see what kind of things, a theme they can come up with. And when I heard coffee, I kind of got a little discouraged. Reason being is because mocha, latte, like we're kind of over the coffee thing at this point. But then I actually got a chance to see the shoe in hand, and I get it. And especially because coffee is such a huge, huge export of Cuba, and the Cubans down there really take their coffee seriously. I can get how they want to tie that into this particular shoe. On top of that, the shoe itself is just outdone. It's a classic, beautiful, beautiful looking shoe. The materials are fantastic. So about the materials, on the upper, of course, you have this cracked leather, which I did not anticipate. And this cracked leather really, really makes a shoe. I'm really happy about that. Of course, you have this tag that tells you if this shoe kind of will bleed onto other things or other things will bleed onto this shoe. So buyer beware. I wouldn't wear this with blue jeans, but you guys kind of get the point. Cracked leather's up here. Now down on the actual mud guard and the midsole has really, really nice leather. I mean, this leather, now, nice leather, again, is subjective for Jordan Brand. Don't get me wrong. But as far as some of the things that we've received in the past, I mean, this feels like good Gucci belt leather. All right. Now, again, too far, but it feels that way compared to the other releases that we've gotten in the past. And that beautiful shade of brown. Actually, what is that shade of brown? We got white, Baroque brown, and sail. All right, so there's your colorways. So this Baroque brown, which we've had on other silhouettes, makes its way onto this particular release. Now on the heel of the shoe, another one of my favorite parts of the shoe, we have a translucent sole. So I'm gonna try to zoom in here. Hopefully the light will pick this up and you guys can see through the translucent sole down to the bottom. And in there's a Spanish style tile on the bottom of the shoe, right? Very, very nice. Now, if you remember during my review of the Air Jordan 8, the actual insole of this shoe does have that Spanish style tile, and that makes its way back here to the Air Jordan 12. As far as staples of the Air Jordan 12, of course, you have the Jumpman on the toe, and you have the carbon fiber shin plates at the midfoot. Other than that, you have just a little bit of co-branding around the shoe. On one side, you have Soul written on the tongue, and the other side, you have Fly. Now, what's very cool about this particular release is we actually do have a spare pair of laces, which I don't think is too common on Jordan 12s, which is really great. So shout out to them. And the last but not least, on the heel, you do have the co-branding again, Soulfly on the pull tab. Now, when this colorway first leaked, it immediately drew comparisons to the Air Jordan 12 from Alma Maniere, the white and burgundy crust colorway. So for those of you who are curious, here you are with the side by side. Different. They're just different. I mean, suede, regular leather, beautiful leather, cracked leather. I mean, listen, I love both shoes. I'm a collector. I'm a fan of the Alma Maniere. I'm a fan of the Soulfly, and both of these was going to be a must no matter what. But for those of you who are comparing the two, here you go. All right, take a look at them side by side. You can see they are vastly different from one another, and both are staples of any collection, in my opinion. I will say in conclusion, if you're looking for a white and brown shoe just to wear around and kick it, the Air Jordan 12 Soulfly is it. I mean, the versatility of this shoe is going to be unmatched for quite some time, considering the Air Jordan 12 is one of the more popular shoes amongst a certain demographic. So, you know who you are out there if you like Jordan 12s. So, here you go. This is a beautiful one right for you. So, I think these shoes are supposed to cost somewhere between 210 and 225. I can't remember. So, either way, I mean, that's par for the course for a collab Air Jordan 12, and these are worth every penny in my particular opinion. I don't know if they're going to sell out. I don't know if they're limited. I've never got into that kind of talk on YouTube about the sneakers. I just know I like what I like, and these I like. So all that being said, guys, this was my quick rundown of the Air Jordan 12 Soulfly Cafecito. I think they're coming out again either this Friday, the 6th, or the following Friday. I should do better by Soulfly. I just know that when they come out, get you a pair, man. They are fantastic. So that being said, guys, I hope you guys like the new setup. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me now that I'm up and running. Please excuse the audio during the moving period. My microphone got lost in translation somewhere. I'll find it. So I'm on these earbuds, but I'll be up and running back better than ever sooner rather than later. So thank you guys. Stick with me if you haven't. Do all the good stuff. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, blah, 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 blah. Follow me on Instagram. Shout out to the home team, Geeks of Soul. We'll be back up and running in 2025. Things going to be going up for us. So that being said, I have been Jay Shoe Fanatic. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for sticking in there with me all these years. I've been on like 2-3 years doing YouTube. I'm going to be more consistent and give you more heat later on. I'm out of here.